Guten Abend. Dear members of the diplomatic corps, ladies and gentlemen, dear friends of critical theory, good evening. Herzlich willkommen im Goethe-Institut. My name is Arpad Sölter. I'm the director of the Goethe-Institut here in Sweden, and we are really thrilled to be your host for the next couple of days. We feel very, very fortunate indeed to have so many eminent scholars among us, and it's my pleasure and it's my delight to extend a very warm welcome to all of you, and of course especially to our guests from overseas, from the United States of America, from France, Germany, and of course from Sweden. I'm thrilled, honored, and grateful you're with us today to join our 3-day conference on the future of critical theory. The term critical theory is something of an umbrella term. It's been used quite loosely to refer to a very wide spectrum of theories. They have all one thing in common, though. They take a critical view of society. And as a consequence, any simple definition is not an easy task. Originally conceived as a euphemism, als Tarnbegriff, critical theory indicated a version of a non-dogmatic, anti-totalitarian, Western kind of Marxism, deprived of a political addressee. Without the proletariat as change agents in sight, it originated as a Flaschenpost, a message in a bottle. Still today, critical theory enjoys a remarkable reputation, and tonight we will learn a lot more about its great past and its contributions to the study of fascism, the authoritarian personality, mass culture, cultural studies, and philosophy of history. All of this had an enormous impact on the New Left and on a broad array of academic disciplines and international public debates. In 1999, however, Peter Sloterdijk, a bit prematurely, proclaimed the death of critical theory. And immediately, as he received a scathing, I believe very well-deserved comment from Jürgen Habermas himself, critical theory's most prominent contemporary spokesman. And very timely, again, by the way, Habermas has just published his newest intervention in Der Spiegel. In full support, dear Lara from the French Institute, in full support of Emmanuel Macron's vision for the future of Europe. Isn't that interesting? So as we can see, critical theory is very much alive and kicking, and I'm glad it is. It seems tonight we have successfully relocated it to Stockholm with a little help from our friends at Södertorn. Is there anyone here from Södertorn, by the way? Please make some noise. That's what I call the spirit. Thank you. The future is bright for critical theory, and I believe, I'm very open about it, I think it's needed more than ever. In the age of Trump, with his hand right on the trigger, Brexit, with populism on the rise, polarizing whole nations, with new and old authoritarian regimes all around, and with fake news, trolls and bots blurring fact and fiction in an unparalleled transformation of the digital public sphere. Facebook, Google, Twitter, they all call for a new comprehensive analysis of internet-based hypercapitalism. So I'd like to encourage all of you, and especially the students and young scholars among you, please make your voices heard. Feel free to confront and contradict the status quo and to raise your questions and pose them to our speakers and panels. Ultimately, the question is what do you see as the potential for the future of critical theory? Keine Unterwerfungsphilologie, keine Anbetungsphilologie. Adorno's, Horkheimer's, and Marcuse's classic writings present a rather gloomy view on modernity, as we know. The modern age is seen as a manifestation of degeneration, Verfallsform, with increasingly enhanced oppression. With them, we look right into the abyss of a totally administered world, a one-dimensional society, creating a context of total delusion, Verblendungszusammenhang. Now, Kulturkritik with a capital K, cultural criticism, is a dominant paradigm still. For centuries, it's been amazingly seductive and theoretically tempting, not only in Germany. Even Habermas's critique of the colonization of the life world resembles this attack by impersonal forces such as economic and administrative rationality. Simultaneously, however, modernity still carries its positive, egalitarian promise. The International Court of Justice, international law, human rights, humanitarian interventions, and the values of citizenship rather point into a direction extending democracy and its processes. I'll stop right here. We have 3 days to discuss these issues. Big thank yous go to my partners in crime who've been terrific to orchestrate this conference. First and foremost, Sven Olof Wallenstein, Professor of Philosophy at Södertörn, Anders Bartonek. Where are you, Anders, my friend? Also from Södertörn, and the entire crew of moderators and docents from Södertörn Högskola University. The entire crew. Lizzie Ovechea and Lasse Denschik from Judis Kultur, Laurent Clavel, and of course Lara, my friend, Lara Sarsburg-Reisman from the French Institute and the French Embassy. And of course, Riksbank Jubiläumsfonds has been extremely generous to support this conference, and this is greatly appreciated. Last but not least, the entire fabulous team of the Goethe-Institut. Maria Lehmann, Christiane Lahusen, Katharina Buck, Maria Beckström, Wieland Wanninger, Anna and Lisa, and their tireless efforts. Without their tireless efforts, this conference would have never happened. And I would like to mention, it's also Maria's birthday, and I told her this morning, you're all here to celebrate her, not the other way around. She didn't want me to tell you this. Of course. Tonight we are very honored to have Professor Müllerdom as our VIP guest to illustrate and illuminate critical theory. His keynote lecture will be followed by a Q&A, of course, and afterwards you're all cordially invited to our humble reception. There's a reminder, at 8 p.m. sharp, I think the Americans say, right? 8 p.m. sharp, that's what you do. All lecturers and moderators will be picked up by our shuttle service because you're needed and taken elsewhere. Filming. One request. We've had so many registrations, we had to close the list weeks ago. However, we would very much like to make this whole symposium as accessible and open as possible, so I hope it's okay with you. We will record it, and no, the other way around. If you don't want to be a YouTube star, please let me know. Before I hand over now the microphone to my dear friend Walle, who will introduce our keynote speaker more formally, the ambassador of the Federal Republic of Germany to Sweden would like to say a few words. Now, without further ado, I'll shut up. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Jürgen Heimsoth. Thank you.